Okay, good evening. This is 24 News Utah, and this is your update for March 23rd, 2021. Utah news. Let's start with that. Biden's executive order on the 22nd of January was a pretty bad one. Looks like Utah joins a dozen states over the oil, gas, and mining legislation that he signed in that said no more oil, gas, and I think mining on public lands. So he stopped all that, the leasing. Looks like Utah did join a dozen other states in this lawsuit. 562 more cases of COVID, 5 deaths. On another news, Cox signs bill April 10th to eliminate the mask mandate. Now remember, this is not going to cover gatherings of over 50 people and above. So they still want you to wear your mask if there's over 50 people in a gathering. Midvale police are looking for a man. His name is Daniel Wilkerson. He was involved in a hit and run in Midvale, and it was yesterday, and he hit a guy on a crosswalk, and I guess the guy's in serious injury. He has serious head injuries. Wilkerson got out and looked at him and then drove away. What a mess. Nice guy. He's described as a 6'1", 220 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. So if you have any information on this guy, remember, he's 6'1", 220, brown hair, blue eyes. His name's Daniel Wilkerson. Contact Midvale Police, because he's just not a good guy. This is something nobody should ever laugh about, but yeah, he did some pretty bad things. Salt Lake County doesn't want you vaccine shopping. So those of you that are going into CVS stores or Walgreens and you're doing vaccine shopping, they don't want you doing it. Salt Lake County doesn't want you guys out doing that. So, just walk in, take that vaccine wherever you're at. That's what Salt Lake County wants you to do. So, the company in Utah, its name is Neighbor, which is a pretty big deal. I guess they've collected $53 million in their latest funding round. 45 News Utah could use one of those $53 million, and we could have a great news station and go against Channel 2 and 4 and 13 and all those others. We could be right there with them. 45 News Utah, just saying $53 million in funding. Yeah, wow, Neighbor. Okay, Mitt Romney is in the news today. He said science, not teachers' unions, should decide if schools should be opened or closed, because science says there's no difference between open or closed when it comes to COVID-19. Pretty much everybody's just getting sick the same. Okay, on to, this is southern and southeastern Utah. So 20 businesses signed a letter to the Biden administration to put the boundaries back for the Bears Ears Monument and the Escalante Staircase. Now, 20 businesses, most of them are outdoor companies, not making a profit, right? The local people should decide this. Remember, public lands were taken to form the Bears Ear federal land now, and the Sitla land inside that Bears Ears Monument and Escalante Staircase was traded for your public lands. So they took the land, and then they took the Sitla, which is a separate organization in Utah, and they took other parcels of your public land, which was open to the public and owned and held public trust, and Sitla took that to match the land that was absorbed into Bears Ear Monument. And same thing with Escalante Staircase. Huge land deal, guys. So, keep the land public, keep it open, keep it in public trust, not in the federal government's hands, like a monument or, a Cedar Breaks National Monument or a national park. Or wilderness, for that matter. Wilderness is gone too. Okay, let's go to Mitt Romney. Should we do that one? I think Mitt Romney was Mitt Romney's just out of it. He's out of it, so we're not going to worry about that. I think it's Ted Cruz was pretty mad today. Yeah, Ted Cruz said it was the worst legislation ever passed. Looks like they're deciding to pass a rule, and I don't know if it's called Corrupt Politician Act. I don't know if that's what he just named it, but this legislation on the voting changes they're talking about is a top priority for Democrat candidates and for Democrats in the House, Senate, and the president, the vice president. The reason being is it locks in power. So, just to give you guys an idea what it does, anytime a person interacts with the government in any form, they are automatically registered as a voter. And this is not good. That skips over voter ID. It also yeah, that's a big one. There's also a part of it that actually, from what I'm understanding, from what Ted Cruz said, that would allow ballot harvesting. It would allow people to go out and search for ballots and potential voters and be paid to do it. And they would collect votes. So they'd go door to door into nursing homes, places like that, get people to vote. It's basically ballot harvesting. And these people would be in control of the ballot that they had taken, and certain parties can pay for that. So very bad legislation. I mentioned that in my last interview or update. Not a good thing for voting. You don't want people that are illegally here in the country, felons, dead people. It makes it harder for dead people to be taken off the ballot rolls. Yeah, that Ted Cruz is right. So this is trying to be crammed down the legislative tubes right now, and we don't want that. Biden's January 20th executive order against Big Ag. This is a big one. So it's a big lawsuit going on between Missouri, their agricultural guy. He's thinking about running in 2022 because this executive order, just to give you an idea, and this is what he said today, was that it's going to raise the price of eggs, meat, anything to do with agriculture is going to go through the roof, and it's through taxes. So it's basically the Green New Deal. So they're going to get taxed, and you're going to get taxed for this new January 20th executive order that Biden has brought out. Okay, media companies are shrinking. First Amendment is being stifled. It's under an immense attack, guys. First Amendment is huge, huge. We lose the first, we're in trouble. The first without a second is done. It doesn't matter. You lose First Amendment. Media has to be accurate. They have to be mostly non-biased, which they're going to be biased on both sides. And we have to build media companies up. $53 million for a neighbor company for housing that could crash tomorrow with the housing market. Just come pummeling down, and it would be worthless because you couldn't sell a house in a fire sale during 2008 recession. So, but they get that much in funding. I have zero, just zero. And 45 News Utah is a great name, and it's a great company. We can make this happen. Okay, with your help. Okay, I'll quit begging, but I just think it's really tough. So we have to remember the First Amendment is huge. Freedom of speech, freedom of press. Let's keep that going, guys. Biden and Democrats pushing for gun control. Of course. Biden wants gun control. He wants the Senate to pass something now, or else he's going to act. We have to really think about this. A lot of other things going on, guys. 2 major shootings just happened. Mental instability of people really needs to be watched. We need to find these people that are on prescription pills and have mental disorders, and do not allow them to have a weapon of any sort. That I'm a big advocate of that after witnessing this myself. Anybody that has any major mental issues should not, under any circumstances, have a high-capacity round. I'm sorry, I'm not against high-capacity rounds. I just think background checks need to check into mental health. And that gun confiscation, anything like that, is not going to be a good thing. Do not even consider it. Let's see. Dems and Senate say they have the advantage now. It's time to act. That's not a good one. That's not a good one. There's also a rule going through the Democratic House and Senate that says 6-1 match. This is what Ted Cruz brought up. So a part of that other bill we were talking about, it's a 6-1 match on funding for their campaigns. Yeah. So they can pay themselves when they're running for office. 6-1. They can, just not good. Bad bill. You guys, we got to keep informed about this. Federal election. Okay, so there's another part they're pushing is that the Democratic leaders in the House and Senate and are talking about is federal election something to do with the federal election balance that goes on in the. I don't know what the name of that is, but it's a part of that bill. Bad deal. Pentagon to oh, hey, this is a great one. So just so you guys know, I do believe in UFOs. I actually have seen several in the daylight. One at the high power scope and watched the flower of my head back in the day, 1988, 89, 90. Pentagon to release UFO portions of difficult to explain sightings. So where they'd say they're not admitting they're UFOs, but they can't really explain what they are, like no sonic booms, sonic speeds, stuff like that should be normally there. It's going to be good. Hopefully you hear more on that. Kamala Harris avoids saluting the military members, so when she was boarding the plane, she did not salute the military men that were standing there saluting her. From now on, 15 executive branches should say Biden-Harris administration instead of Biden. Has to include Harris. Now the Biden-Harris administration, which we kind of knew that was the deal from the beginning, but they want that there. Just saying. When Kamala Harris laughed about the border crisis, I really think she was kind of. Sometimes people laugh when they're nervous, and I think it's really a nervous situation for her. I can't blame her for this. I would not say she's intentionally laughing over the people that are drowning, suffering at the hands of coyotes, taking a 3,000-mile journey on foot most of the time, horrendous conditions, rape, murder, abuse of indigenous peoples that are coming up here due to the administration offering free stuff. So during a crisis, but she wasn't laughing. She was laughing. Oh, she was laughing, but it was probably because she was nervous, I would say. So that is today's news that I can think of and that I reported on. And as far as the weather, hopefully get some more weather updates coming in. From what I saw, there was going to be a storm moving in. Looks like part of tomorrow and into Friday. Let's keep our fingers crossed for good weather, guys. We got to get out there and do something. Remember, you can always help. 45 News Utah, 42 News Utah. Don't you guys take my idea. 45 is the 45th state in the union, so that's Utah. Just go ahead if you guys want to, throw in, pitch in stuff. Be sure and share, like and share. I need the views to be great, and so we can build a great news organization for all of us. Something for information. It's like spend more time actually doing this, and I need some people in the field. I need some people out there reporting. I need some people doing articles, stories, stuff to get ready for morning, afternoon, and evening broadcasts. And then we could have a nightly podcast type thing on 45 News Utah, cover the entire state. It'd be great to have some people up in Ogden, which I was there in that fine city. I went Midvale. I went all the way down through Sandy, Orem, Salt Lake City itself, and of course Lehigh. I was there. That's my old hometown of Alpine there, and we did one American Fork. So hey, you guys are great. Let's get together. I need reporters up there, people that want to do the news, and join me here at 45 News Utah. Going to be our new station. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to share, like. Anybody wants to donate to try to get this thing up and running a little better, I'm more than willing to take your donation or your GoFundMe type for this business. It'd be awesome. I just definitely need funding to continue and to upgrade at all times. But you guys are what makes this happen. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.